All right, let's just begin. Why
All
not?
right. What's up with the fucking grunt over here? What is this little guy?
That's aliens.
Oh, okay. Excellent.
I
Um,
thought that would look funny.
so hey everybody, it's me, Roadman. I'm here with Nikos. We're going to do a conspiracy theory tier list today. We've cultivated only the finest conspiracies here for you guys today, and we're going to rank them, which are truly the best. Let's just do it off of how much we like them first, and then maybe after we'll see how long it takes, and maybe we'll do how believable they are. We should have done really one of those like alignment charts, you know what I mean? But I think that'd be a lot harder to set up.
Yeah.
And we already had enough
would have to,
fucking
like,
issues with
open it.
this.
Yeah, we did, but we did it. We made it.
So okay, we'll just go from start to finish then, yeah?
Yeah, that sounds like a plan.
So this is Shadow Man or Hat Man. I don't know a lot about this one, so Nikos, why don't you take the wheel here?
So this one's like about multiverse theory. So like they think because they see the same visuals. Let me rewind a bit. It's like people with like sleep paralysis and who are like tripping on like advanced psychs will like see the same things. And so they think because they're seeing similar images that there's a multiverse, and these are multi-dimensional travelers, these shadow beings. They're called like shadow men or like shadow people, but the most famous one is the Hat Man. And I love this theory because that would imply that shadows might be other beings, which is just crazy. But it's not really that cool. I think it's just something that I kind of find
Yeah,
But,
I'll be honest, I was thinking like C tier, but I think I'd be willing to go to like B.
I'm thinking C actually. It's
Yeah?
middle of the road. It's not bad. It's
I'm
a
happy
good
with
jolly
that, yeah.
thought.
Should we have an F? I don't know if any of these are F tier because like
We need an F. We need an
Yeah?
F tier.
we'll
You
get one in
always
there.
need an F tier. And then just
Jesus.
exit out of that. Yeah.
Yeah, I know what I'm doing. I've done this before. Oh. And then we'll change the
Boom.
color of it.
Make
Maybe
it
one of
your
these.
favorite color. Yeah.
There. All right.
That works.
We got the wow signal. This one's a little bit better, I think. It might be kind of the same. C or B, I'm thinking.
I mean, that one's scary to me. When I was a kid and I heard that there might be aliens out there, like that freaked me out. I didn't really like it.
You didn't like
And it's
I don't-
also just a
I don't
one-off.
like the wow
It's literally
signal.
a noise. It's
just
literally a sound.
Yeah. But I mean, so is the bloop. I mean, we'll get to that later. Although I don't see the bloop on here.
We'll just make one of the Nelson Mandelas.
Okay, we'll make one of the Nelson Mandelas is going to be the bloop. So this is the Freemasons. Again, I'm not super big ups on the Freemasons, so this might be a little bit more your thing.
It's just a secret society that people wonder if it's like something grander.
That's kind of
You know.
boring.
Yeah, honestly, it's so generic and traditional that I don't really think it's a very bold one.
I'm
you
just
know?
gonna go ahead and slap the Illuminati in there too. Honestly, like
Yeah, because it's just they're the same.
they're
Like,
not
just-
very silly.
oh.
Like they're just like, okay, yeah, people control the world, and no, that's it. What am I
yeah,
looking
it's
at
so
here? What is this?
2007. That's the Babushka Lady.
Tell me about the Babushka Lady.
So she was on the scene with the whole JFK event, right? And they think
Sure.
that she's associated with it because she apparently walked away after everything, all the commotion began. She just started walking away, and they think that she was like, and because she's wearing a babushka, which is like a Soviet Russian style like headdress for women, they think that she might be like a Soviet agent in the footage.
You want my honest opinion? I think this is an F tier conspiracy. I think that was just a lady who was in shock and walked away.
Yeah, and that's the thing is it's not at all interesting. Yeah, that's an F.
But first we got the Bermuda Triangle, another classic, just an area of the ocean where shit goes missing all the time. I mean, it's pretty
world's
average as
interdimensional
well
closet.
too, honestly.
Yeah. I mean, I'd put it in C. It's a little cooler, cause like you can actually go to the Bermuda Triangle.
At least, okay,
You know,
at
it's
least
there.
with the Bermuda Triangle, there's actually something like happening. Like things do go missing. It's kind of supernatural. Like this stuff, there's nothing really happening. This one I do know a bit about. This I think this one's like an A or an S. Maybe
I'm
maybe
giving
not
it
an
an
S. I'll give it an A.
I'm
I want to
giving it
save
an A.
S for some
It's-
real special ones.
It's one of my all-time favorites.
The cicatric
It's,
thing is really fucking cool though.
Yeah, I like the puzzle. I like how people think it's associated with some government organization. You know,
Yeah,
who
so
is
it's like an
Cicada?
online like augmented reality puzzle thing that like people say is like the FBI or the CIA or like the Illuminati or somebody that's like putting out these like super high IQ riddles that you need to know like coding and fucking deep web shit to actually solve and find the next clue. And people say that it's like a recruiting tool for like government agencies. Like if you get to the end, you get a job at the CIA or something.
The craziest thing is that apparently people did make it to the end, but they can't talk about what they found and they won't.
See, that's
That's
fucking
the
cool.
weirdest part. Yeah, that's cool. And what's even cooler is that like they created like for their third puzzle, they created a book of their own hieroglyphics. And you have to like
Jesus, man.
translate it, and it has some like deeper meaning. We think that like they're likely just a group of strangers who are very computer savvy, who are trying to like make some sort of like, I would say, some sort of stance and message about making the web free and private. However, of course, there's always the opportunity that it's like a government agency, which is just crazy.
Yeah, I like that one a lot. Definitely an A tier one. I would almost put it in S, but we got some real bangers in here coming up, and I want them to have their own spot. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But next up, we've got the weather balloon, spy balloon thing. I don't even know if this is much of a conspiracy anymore. This is just some. This is just like a world event that happened. You know what I mean? Like it's kind of confirmed.
Doug, is that a trash bag?
No, it's what do you call those?
What,
It's a fucking.
what is that image you got?
It's a solar balloon.
Well, the reason I think so is like, remember all the UFO reports? People thought it was actual like aliens.
Yeah.
Yeah, and there were like reports that it was like a cylindrical object flying with no means of propulsion, and I mean,
It was just one of
describes
these.
as a balloon.
It was just a trash
Yeah,
bag.
but- Little did we know the U.S. Air Force took out a trash bag.
So I think the aliens, it being UFOs or aliens is a lot more fun than it just being China. So like this isn't like a super high tier one for me.
Yeah, I think it's an F.
Maybe an F, yeah.
Yeah.
Now here we go. For me personally, and I even pulled up like the background on this shit, the phantom time hypothesis. I think this is an S tier theory. I'm gonna talk about it for a second, and then Nikos, you can call me out if you disagree. But I'm gonna just pull up the wiki for a second here. It was first sort of hypothesized in 1990, and it's a conspiracy that the Holy Roman Emperor Otto III and the Pope and maybe the Byzantine Emperor all came together to fabricate what we consider to be like the normal dating system with the months and the years, and they applied it to their own history retroactively so that when they were alive it would be the year of 1000 because they thought that would be really fucking cool. So they were like, man, wouldn't it be cool if like we all lived in the year 1000? That's got to mean something, right? So then they just made that true, and they did it to like to legitimize Otto's claim to the Holy Roman Empire. A portion of our history was like cut out or didn't happen, or that the world is actually not as old as we think. I think it's like 300 years they kind of cut out. So right now it wouldn't be 2023, it would actually be like 1723 or something like that.
That's insane. I really do love that theory. I don't know a whole lot about it, but it's just crazy to think about. I mean, it's just a number, but just think about them like inventing 300 years. I
Yeah,
think
exactly.
That's well deserved of like A or S tier.
And
I
that's
think
why
S tier
people
is
that's what
fine
people
for it.
refer to as like the dark ages. Like part of the theory is like the dark ages didn't even happen, and like that's the 300 years that they came up with, and they're like, we just don't have a lot of information about this period, lol. Nothing really
Which is
happened,
unlikely.
don't worry about it.
Which is really unlikely considering like how documented history was right before it and right after it.
But yeah, are you happy with that, Ness? Because I think that's probably one of my favorites on the list.
Agreed.
Next up,
Alright,
we
what's
have
the-
Hollywood Satanists.
That
I've
just
been getting a
rolls
lot
right
of
off the tongue.
I saw a lot of like Instagram reels and YouTube shorts and shit. The algorithm started giving me all this like Hollywood conspiracy cultist shady shit going on.
It's
I
not
don't
really
think
my
it's-
favorite thing.
I don't think it's as cool as like any of this. Like I would say maybe like a C.
I'd give it like a C or a D because it's kind of like Illuminati to me. But
Yeah, but I feel like there's more.
there's more substance. I'd allow a C.
But is it as cool as the Bermuda Triangle?
Oh no, hell no. Bermuda
Yeah.
Triangle's crazy. I would put it like low C.
Tough.
Low C, high D. Can we put a C.5 or
Yeah,
a
you know what?
0.5?
Let's just do this.
Put a D and a half.
And then here we'll just put. Jesus. The Hollywood
Alright.
Satanist tier.
Nice.
All right, now
Alright.
we just have the more generic Hollywood conspiracies. I'll let
Hollywood?
you talk about this one a bit.
That's just, it's Hollywood. Put it in D. There's a lot of conspiracies around Hollywood, but they're just kind of unfounded, I guess.
Ladies and gentlemen, birds aren't real.
S.
The S tier theory.
S tier theory, baby.
Birds are
Straight to the
government
top.
surveillance drones meant to spy on you. They are watching you. They're in your walls. They're in your walls. Take off your skin.
All right, flat Earth. Put that in the Hollywood Satanist tier. I think it's better than the others, but
Put
it's
that
kind
in the
of over.
Hollywood Satanist tier. Oh my god.
Just rename it to D and a half.
Sure.
I think that'll be more fair, and change the color D and a half. D.5. I think this is, the real conspiracy is this tier list. The real conspiracy is the friends we made along the way.
Flat Earth is pretty boring. We've got Hollow Earth coming up, which me and Nikos both agree is a superior theory, but
Yeah.
Flat Earth is pretty standard.
Yeah, I do like flat Earth and all that, and it's better than like the Freemasons, but it's not quite Shadow Man material.
All right, next up we've got just straight up aliens. I don't mind aliens. I'd be willing like B for me
B.
personally.
I think that's a B. They're spooky. They're cool. There's lots of footage, and theories and wonders, and I think
And I can kind of
UFOs and
believe
all
it
that are
too, a
classic.
little bit. Like I don't know if they've come here, but I personally think that they probably exist. I don't know, because it's
Some
very
of the
plausible.
findings, yeah.
Kind of interesting. Hollow Earth. What do you think about Hollow
Earth is. I think that's a B or an A. I actually.
I
knew
think
some
so,
people
too.
who believed in this.
I might put it
which
at
is
A. It's kind of
crazy.
cool because like the whole thing about like there was like a guy who flew in the Arctic and like made a report that he like flew in through a hole into the center of the Earth and there was like a whole other fucking ecosystem down there and shit. Like it's kind of cool.
Yeah, and imagine like a different civilization, like under a thawed like ice portal or something. Like
Oh,
that's
you know,
just
we
cool to
didn't
think
include
about.
Atlantis, which would have probably been a low tier
Oh,
theory,
man.
but whatever.
Yeah, that would have been a D. Get another Nelson Mandela for that one.
So this is the airplane. This is basically airplane conspiracies, missing airplanes in the Arctic and missing Malaysian Airlines, like that kind of shit.
Oh, and chemtrails. Chemtrails can fit there.
Basically
airplanes are
everything
kinda played
airplane
out.
related.
I think that's a D and a half. Or a D. D and a half or D.
I'm gonna go D, honestly.
D. Yeah, I think it's a high D. I think it's a D.25.
Yeah,
If you
I'm
know
not
what I
gonna add
mean.
another tier. I thought about it
I
for a second.
wouldn't.
Next up we have
D.5.
Florida isn't real. Let's just slap
Up to
it right
you.
in the middle.
Yeah, I agree. Put it right next to the other Florida.
Bigfoot.
Classic. B.
Yeah. I was thinking B as well. I don't mind Bigfoot. I think it's plausible for real. Like I don't know. Half of me is like, come on, we would have found something, but then the other half of me is like, there's a lot of fucking like there's so much wilderness in like Canada, like northern Canada and shit is so big. I don't know.
Yeah, you
Plus,
might like take a
big-
stroll down to Washington.
He
someday.
monkey.
Maybe like somewhere in America.
He
Yeah,
monkey.
big monkey.
Yeah. What's not to love? Big monkey.
Honestly, it's probably the most plausible out of all of these. Okay, aside from the next one.
So is this what conspiracy is this? Just all of them related to JFK?
I think we know. It's overplayed. It's kind of memed.
I'm
to
thinking
this point.
D.5.
I think it's a D.5 for sure.
What do we got here? Is this our man Joe Biden? I can't really tell.
No, that's Jim Biden.
That's Jim Biden. Did you find a picture of it?
Well, Jim Carrey played him on Saturday Night Live,
Oh my god.
which adds to the conspiracy.
Okay, so the conspiracy here is that Joe Biden, the actual man, died some time ago, or maybe I don't know. Basically, the conspiracy is that the president Joe Biden is a character that is played by multiple actors at different times, and specifically, some people believe that Jim Carrey plays Joe Biden at times. And the one I heard was that in the famous clip where he trips going up the stairs into the airplane a couple times, that was Jim Carrey just having a bit of a laugh.
I think that's a B.
Maybe A.
A. Yeah, that's amazing. That one's solid.
This is a very similar theory about Kanye West. Basically saying that
been replaced.
Once he started spouting off all that insane, like, racist, he went off the deep end for a while, that he's been real quiet for a while now, and then his public appearances, he looks like taller, he looks like his skin color is different, like his skin tone is different. This is the Kanye West has been replaced theory. I think it's not as good as the Joe Biden theory, but it's still kind of cool.
I think it's a C. I think it's okay. It's kind of like, if it was true, like, it's not that shocking, you know?
All right, now we've got we live in a simulation.
Okay. That one's scary because you can't prove it wrong. You know,
Yeah.
like a lot of the others you could prove wrong or right, depending on like how you go about it. Like, it is on our physical planet, but this is like, what if all of it's made up? You know, and I think that's crazy. I think it's a B. It's not quite an A because it kind of ends where it begins, because the possibilities are too endless. So it's not really fascinating because it's just very open-ended.
Oh, you know what I'm realizing? I'm looking at this. I don't see the basilisk on here either.
Did that not? Okay. All right. We'll add.
We'll figure it
that
out.
in
We'll get it. Yeah, we'll add it in post. It'll work out.
Yeah.
But next up, we've got the lottery is a trap to catch time travelers.
That's an S for me. That's my personal favorite.
Yeah?
It's just so
It's pretty
simple.
good.
It's so dumb that the lottery was invented to catch time travelers. It's so
You win the lottery and the fucking Men in Black show up at your house.
Excuse me, sir. We need to see your garage.
There's something beautiful to the simplicity of it. It makes sense, you know.
What would give it away is if the lottery winner immediately went back and like tried to buy another time machine. Or something.
Unlucky. So now we have
All
Nelson
right, so this
Mandela.
is the bloop.
Oh. Okay, this is the bloop. I think the bloop and the wow signal are pretty interchangeable for me, but I do think the bloop is a little bit cooler.
Is better. Yeah, because
maybe
they heard
D.5.
it too.
Actually, you know what?
D.5.
I might even see it.
You
I
might
quite
even see it.
I quite like the bloop. Just like the bloop was like an underwater noise they recorded that was like impossibly loud, that seemed to come from an organic creature that like hasn't been discovered, like bigger than the blue whale kind of shit. They don't really know where the noise came. It could have been some tectonic plate bullshit happening, but we don't really know. Maybe I'll play the audio of the bloop right now if I can.
Yeah. You know what's crazy is I've seen an associated theory that there was some sort of like weapons exercise that apparently woke it up and it made that noise.
See, that's that's cool as hell.
Like, we awoke like Godzilla, like the next like giant like Megazoid. We awoke it using our nuclear weapons or whatever.
Some fucking kaiju Pacific Rim bullshit.
Yeah. We awoke the kaiju.
What do we got here? This just looks like Nikos' house. I don't know what I'm looking at.
Oh yeah, that's my house. Welcome. Would you like a beverage or a snack?
Take a bevy if you're offering. If you got them.
This is the Malta catacombs. This one's actually very scary. It's supposing that on the island of Malta, apparently there's this story that this one woman went down with like her students or something, and the group of students, some of them got lost. When she went to go find them in the whole like field trip, they ran into some like tall humanoid figures with like long limbs, wearing like hoods, and they reached out to her, and like she and the others escaped, and they came back and didn't find the kids or like the tall creatures ever again. But it's so weird, and nobody knows
like B
about
or
it.
A,
So
dude.
I'm thinking B. I'm thinking B because
That's pretty
like
cool.
nobody knows about it.
I like that. I like that a
do,
lot.
but it's very minimal. Imagine you live on Malta and you're like, underneath me there could be some inner machinations going on. Some like maybe like a Minecraft servers running down there or something.
They got the Caves and Cliffs update. There's a whole fucking cavern down there, dude. They got some lush caves.
Dang.
So this one's gonna be Roccos Basilisk.
No, wait, I thought that was Nelson Mandela.
No,
The
we'll put
Mandela
Nelson
effect.
Mandela in. We'll add Nelson Mandela in post.
There's so many. I think Roccos Basilisk is actually creepy.
I think it might be
That
S
one can
tier.
get you. Yeah, it's a cognito hazard. It's something else.
To me,
Don't
it's
look
like
it up if you're
Roccos
scared of those
Basilisk
things.
is like the simulation theory, but like cooler, kind of.
Yeah.
It's like the same kind of vibe. Yeah, the Basilisk theory. I guess we can talk about it a little bit. The basic idea
Actually,
is that.
if we do.
Oh, I
if
guess we
do-
shouldn't.
Yeah.
I shouldn't even. I shouldn't even
because
think about it. Oh fuck.
Actually, yeah. If you're scared of those things, like, definitely don't look it up. What are you doing on this video if you're scared of like conspiracies and all that?
Yeah.
I mean, we already talked about Jim Carrey, bro. That's a step too far.
Jim Carrey is a fucking conspiracy dude. He's been saying some
Alright.
weird shit.
Yeah.
So this is the Mayan calendar slash the world actually already ended in 2012, and this is like the aftermath. Which I mean, I'll be honest with you, the world post 2012 has been pretty garbage.
Halo 4 came out and it was all downhill from there.
After yeah, exactly, Halo 4 marked the end of the fucking world, dude. So.
New Star Wars movies, everything's been horrible. First world problems,
But honestly, I think this is probably like a D or an F because it just straight up didn't happen. So.
Yeah.
Unless.
Remember when
Hold up.
Oh.
Unless you combine this with the phantom time hypothesis, in which case the world would end in 2312.
Whoa! It hasn't ended yet because they made up the time. The Mayans wouldn't have heard of that because
Exactly.
it happened in Europe. Oh,
So there's a
that
pretty
instantly
good.
makes the Phantom Time one better. That means that it's not happened yet. The Mayan calendar's still going.
Yeah, Y2K hasn't even happened yet.
Oh no, Y2K is in 300 years.
Fuck.
We're gonna die. I think it's a
Kind of
sign.
elevates it.
Yeah, just because of that. Just because it.
Oh yeah, you know what? I
There's
think it's
so
up there.
many Nelsons.
I think it's up there with Bermuda Triangle.
I agree. It's a good one.
So
Right,
what?
that's
Oh,
the
this
moon
is
is a
this is the
hologram.
moon as a hologram.
That one's just like, okay. It's like, I give it like a F.
give it like an F.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just
No, it's not.
lame.
That's not a very good one. This is the moon landing is fake. I'll be honest.
Okay.
I think I might believe this. I might believe the moon landing is fake, but it's also
mean,
not
we
very.
had-
It's not very fun though.
Yeah, we had the technology, but the original tapes were taped over, so we really don't know.
To me, that's.
But-
I think that's an F, dude.
I love how you implied that landing on the moon first won the Cold War. It was a race.
Yeah,
The
it pretty
Soviet
much
Union
they
collapsed
called it the
because of it.
space race. It was a whole thing.
Yeah. I personally think it was real, but it's still. A
Yeah, you
fascinating
would.
Theory.
You would say that.
Oh, am I a normie now?
No
Bro,
bold takes here.
I believe that the lottery was made to catch time travelers. I
This
don't
is
wanna
the
hear
man who thinks CE is an S tier game, everyone. So.
it. All right, I said it was A tier, and it is.
All right,
Fight me.
Mothman.
Mothman, that's a classic. Put that in A.
Is Mothman
Like-
cooler than Bigfoot though?
I think so. The bridge collapse, all the weird sightings associated
Alright.
with disaster. He's like an omen of bad things.
Plus, I think he scales. I'm pretty sure Mothman would beat the shit out of Bigfoot. I'd pay to see it.
Yeah, he really would. He got the flying advantage. Dude, he's
Um,
gonna take him to town.
So this one's kind of cool. This is the Nephilim Homo Denisovin basically giants theory. The theory that giant humans existed at one point. Because there has been some like bones and shit that have been found that are like pretty big. And it's like part of the explanation for why people like Like, I don't know, some people say like giants built the pyramids, or like that's why statues are so like there's been different like depictions throughout different cultures of giants and stuff like that. So it's kind of just like the conspiracy or like the kooky theory that giants were real in some form. And I mean, there's pygmy people, right? Like, pygmy people just actually exist as a fact. So it's not too out of the realm that there would be another type of people that's just like big. You know what I mean?
Or they went extinct or whatever. Or
Yeah.
maybe they like lost those traits. Maybe they were like rare back then.
So
I mean,
I
when
think this one's
visited Greece,
not. It's not super crazy. Like, if I was, oh fuck, I didn't mean to do that. I would say it's
I'd put
maybe
it in,
like,
B.
yeah, I'd go B.
I'd put giants in B. Yeah. So I have a personal story. When I visited Greece, you know how superstition is big in Europe and all that.
Yeah.
Anyway, cool story. That's why giants are interesting to me. You can cut out like most or all of that.
I'll leave some of that in there.
It's a long story.
Next up, we got Pink Floyd, syncing up with
Yeah.
Wizard of Oz. So yeah, sorry, this is the theory. I keep forgetting that like we should probably explain a little bit about them. This is the theory that if you play the Pink Floyd Dark Side of the Moon album while watching The Wizard of Oz, that the songs will sync up with what's happening in the movie. And it's like a really popular theory that even like the band members have commented on and stuff. I mean, they've pretty much discredited it, saying that that wasn't intentional, but it is cool. So it's not really much of a theory. It's kind of just like one of those quirky, kind of cool things. But I guess maybe the
watching it
conspiracy
before?
is that it was intentional and they're covering it up.
Have you seen and like listened to it before?
I've like seen clips of it. I've never actually sat down and watched the shit myself, but I do know like where parts of the songs connect with what's happening in the movie.
It is wild. It's kind of crazy. You would think that it's real. I mean, what if it is real? What are the implications of that? I think it's just a cool novelty because there's no implications.
Yeah, exactly. Like, even if they did intentionally do that, okay, and
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
so this is Solar Plexus Clown Glider.
Wait, don't say it, don't say it, don't say it.
Ah!
So, big warning.
This is
Don't look this up if you
SPCG.
don't want to. SPCG.
Redacted.
I give it a C for being hilarious.
I give it a fucking F, dude, for scaring me with that creepy face.
Alright, put it down in D.5. We'll demote it. Or D. Or D.
Nah,
that,
like...
that face is scary, dude. I know what you're talking about.
This is the pyramid one. This is like you could do like basically any variation of the pyramids were built by or using X. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think it's a D.5. Put it with the other pyramid.
I think it's
so because it's just not that unique.
Yeah.
Unless you think differently.
I also just don't really like. I just think people built the pyramids. I don't know if that's boring or whatever. And people were like, "Well, how?" And I'm like, I don't know, with effort and lots of time. Like, I don't know, dude.
It's a
like,
triangle. It's not a hard shape.
they had nothing else to do. That's the other thing is like people are like, how come pyramids were built all over the world? And it's like, even though these cultures had no contact with each other, and it's like because they're fucking the most stable shape to build something in.
So it's the smallest polygon you can make.
I mean, that's like saying like, how did everybody invent fucking spears? Because it's a stick with a rock on the end. Like, it's a very simple structure.
Or how did they invent bows overseas? Or how did wheels happen? You know.
So yeah, kind of a lame theory. Roswell, New Mexico. This is the alien thing in Roswell.
Classic.
I think this one's kind of. I mean, this is like Area 51. Like, do they have aliens in Area 51?
It's similar, but that's where the UFO quote-unquote crashed. Although it's likely just an enemy weather balloon or something. It's always a balloon.
It's just a solar balloon. So what do we...
It was the moon's hologram.
I'm struggling here. I don't know what to do with the Roswell thing. Like D.5?
D.5. If we don't like it that much, it goes D.5. Wait, how did Roccos Basilisk get up into S? You know what? Just keep it there. Let's
play
keep
it. I'm
there.
just playing it safe, dude.
Yeah, we just gotta play it safe. apparently forest rangers find like stairs in the woods that lead to alternate dimensions that are unsafe for human consumption, and they're all sorts of scary and no good, like interdimensional nether portals. But it was also a fake story, so it's more of just like folklore now. Apparently, some people think it sounds like some sort of Satanist lyrics, and a lot of people really railed against rock and roll back in the day because they thought it was like promoting really bad values. So when they heard a lyric on like perhaps their most famous song in reverse that sounds kind of suspicious, even though the band denied it, a lot of people claimed it was like a Satanist purpose and it's some evil, dark energy song. It's just a banger, honestly.
It's just a banger. That seems
Yeah.
like a real like D.5 D tier kind of thing.
I think it's a D. I think it's worse than the Pink Floyd one.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. Because this is actually like kind of creative. Like, oh, if you mix these two things and it's real, you're like, wow, that is crazy. This is just like, oh yeah, if you play it backwards, one of the lyrics sounds like it says like "I love Satan" or whatever the fuck. Like,
Yeah, it's not even. It's really goofy because it's like a stretch. Like you hear the words backwards, and you have to read the like
Yeah.
subtitles to understand it. You know, it's one of those.
what is this the Ukrainian war? What the fuck am I looking at here?
No, that's Torrid.
Oh, that's the man from Torrid.
So I'm pretty sure it was just a fake internet story made up long ago, but the internet ran with it, and it's apparently in Japan. This one man shows up at the check-ins, and before I go on, whether this story is real or not is still awesome, because just think of the implications of it. It's crazy. But this man, apparently he flew in, he was checked through customs in a Japanese airport, and his passport said he was from a country named Torrid, which is supposedly, he claimed, was between Spain and France. Now there's a real country there called Andorra, this little micronation, but apparently Torrid is there too. So he says he's from there, and so they didn't know what to do with him, and they kept like questioning him, so they threw him in a hotel room, and they don't know what to do. It looks like an official Torrid passport, so they put him in a hotel for questioning, and they lock it, and they have guards waiting on the other side while they decide on what to do. And then apparently they were knocking on the door, and he never came out, so they broke in, and they found the window wasn't open or anything. Everything was still secured, and he vanished. They think it's from like another dimension, like he somehow like appeared from some other dimension.
You know what?
went
I quite like
backwards.
that. That might be like
It's
a B or an
such
A.
a cool story. I give it like a B or an A. It's one of my favorites.
I'm just looking at what else we have in B. You know, I'm gonna give it
Yeah, I think A.
A. Man
is
from
fair.
Torrid is pretty good. Tupac. Is this the Tupac hologram thing
Oh,
or
yeah.
something?
No, it's that Tupac's still alive. There's a lot of conspiracies surrounding Tupac. F instantly. Yeah, it's a lame one. Alright, you know this one.
This is the USS Indianapolis, a true S tier theory, and I will hear nothing else. This is like the bizarre story of a United States warship during the Second World War that just had like a string of very suspicious circumstances happen to it. So it got advanced notice about Pearl Harbor being attacked, and was told to leave Pearl Harbor and set sail for this destination where it was heading like the day before. And it was like, oh, can I wait a day to get all my crew because they're all like on leave, they're all on shore leave. And they're like, no, you have to leave right now. So they leave Pearl Harbor right before the attack. They're carrying a mysterious payload with some like government officials there, like some suits, some Men in Black type shit. And the payload was apparently uranium deposits that they used for the nuclear bombs on Japan. And they were transporting it to this place in like fucking Guam or some shit like that, right? So they go down there, they drop it off. While they're there, it's very customary for while they pull up somebody somewhere, for the crew to get some time to go on land, grab a drink, get off the boat for a little bit. But they didn't let anyone off the boat. Nobody was allowed to leave. The Men in Black unloaded this weird payload. They get back on their boat. They leave again. The captain asks where they're supposed to go, and his commanding officer just gives him a heading that just says go this direction, which is just out into the Pacific Ocean. And he's like, okay, for how long? Where's my destination? And they're like, you're going this way. Just go that way. And they go that way, and they run into some Japanese or German like submarines that sink their boat. And then apparently after their boat gets sank and all the people are in the water, they get eaten by hundreds of fucking sharks. And it's like the largest it's like the largest amount of people ever eaten by wild animals in one of it. And it's just like so many weird things, and the idea is that it's like a cover up where they wanted to kill everybody on board that ship, and like there might not have even been, the whole shark story might have even been fake, or they might have been like robot sharks or some shit, or that like the government knowingly sent them into those submarines. Like there's all kinds of shit about it, and I just think it's a really, like, if you look into the USS Indianapolis, that's like a really cool fucking little story there.
That is such a cool story. There's a lot of like haunted ghost ships and like mysterious ships like that, but that one I haven't heard that story. I don't know if they would have gone to Guam though, because that was under Japanese occupation like shortly after, but
Puerto Rico, someplace like that, I don't know,
if
dude.
we double check it we'll know. Yeah. But yeah, that's a crazy one. That's insane.
Next up, we have cat pheromones. This isn't really much of a conspiracy theory. This is just the fact that house cats emit they emit like a pheromone or something that affects the psychological state of mammals. And basically how it works is like cats need to hunt, right? So if they have a territory that they patrol, they put their scent and their pheromones out, and what happens is like the mice and the voles or whatever, if they like smell or they're in proximity to this pheromone, it makes them more docile and calm and less alert to danger, and it makes it easier for the cats to kill them and hunt them. And the same pheromone may or may not have effects on the human brain. So cat pheromones or whatever might actually genuinely be like a calming presence for people. So however you feel about that, as like they're altering your brain to like make you docile, or just like oh hey, cats make me calm and happy, you know what I mean? Like however you want to feel about that.
Ooh, that's a spooky one. Imagine the government mass using cats to subdue the populace.
So I don't think it's much of a conspiracy. I think it's just kind of like a thing, but I guess the conspiracy could be like, to what extent are cats manipulating our minds?
To what extent has it manipulated history? Like, think the Egyptians worshipped cats.
Yeah.
Wow, what if the cats built the pyramids?
I'm thinking D.5 or C.
Yeah.
Maybe D.5 actually. Yeah, well,
even it out. I think it's a D&5.
Yeah.
I think it's better than the clown entry that shall not be named.
Yeah. And last but not least, we have the Oscars Will Smith slap. This is the conspiracy that this was staged, that both these men were in on it. Potentially other members of the audience were in on it. The Oscars was in on it. And it was a staged event to bring some much needed publicity to the Oscars because viewership had been in decline. And they wanted to stir up some controversy.
That is such a low stakes conspiracy. But it's an interesting one. I haven't heard it yet. I think that's like a D. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, honestly, because like even it's like one of those ones like, okay, and if it's true, and then what? Like, so
yeah. And what is the cost? You know,
yeah.
Maybe cat pheromones might have altered humanity, but did Will Smith slap like start like a famine?
Maybe.
You know?
Shit, you don't know.
Who knows? Who knows? Regardless, we did forget one, the Mandela effect. I'm just gonna leave it with
I forgot about that.
Which Mandela image is the real one?
Actually, I don't know about you, but I remember we already did the Mandela effect. We already ranked it on the list.
Yeah, that's true. We gave it a B, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
At least in the video I watched, they ranked the Mandela effect.
Yeah, in the video you're watching right now, they did.
Huh?
I don't know. Is this video even real?
What in the world? Wait a minute. This is just a Discord call. There is no
Wait,
video.
are you serious? Have we been doing this the whole time? Bad.
My task force.
Why does it look like that?
That's normal.
Look at it.
It's normal.
Why? Why as soon you move one, they all move?
I don't know.
That's the real conspiracy here. What's up with your taskbar?
Nothing. It's fine. It's fine.
You need an ad blocker. You really
Look, you just have to hit X on them or whatever.
conspiracy
All right, so what do we got?
theory.
Like, these are nothing. This is literally like Among Us.
That's a game
Phineas.
theorist video. Friggin' Phineas. Oh, is that
This one's
James
just a dog.
Corden? Is that James Corden?
James Corden is false. Eggs.
Yeah, he's... Eggs?
Eggs
I
aren't.
mean, there's the Mothman and there's the Queen, but then everything else is, I guess, Shakespeare.
Okay, yeah. Let's see. Are any of these actual conspiracies? All right. I think we might have to like kind of make our own here.
Yeah, we might have to make our own. These are all horrible.
These are all pretty garbo tier.
Would you like me to send you some images?
This is unrelated to the tier list. I'll cut that out. I'll cut it out for the video. Don't worry. Our conspiracy tier list. Let us know in the comments what you guys think about our picks, and let us know about some kooky conspiracy theories that you guys know about. What's your favorite conspiracy theory?
Yeah, what's your favorite conspiracy?
Maybe it's within reason.
Within reason.
Make sure to drop a like and a sub. Link to Nikos' channel in the description as well. Go give him some love. Check out his content. And yeah, that's about it.
This was fun.
Yeah, this was good.
I like
We,
it. All right.